conversation. Well, we have this next discussion to have on utilizing nuclear tech for development. Nuclear technology plays a multifaceted role in enhancing social development, so contributing to areas like energy, security, health, agriculture, and the rest of them, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Now, it helps to address basic human development needs and builds towards a sustainable future. What's this got to do with Nigeria? What are the conversations ongoing? Let's begin the conversation this morning with Mr. Awal Bisala, who is Deputy Director, Head of International Cooperation and Liaison, and the IAEA National Liaison Assistant for Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, Asokoro, Nigeria. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Bisala. All right, we also have Dr.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yes, thank you also. We have Dr. Humphrey Maketeli, who is the coordinator, National Nuclear Security Coordination Center, Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority, joins us virtually, along with Abubakar Aliyu, Nuclear Research Officer, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability Transitions at Bayero University, Kano State. Both of them join us virtually from Austria. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me so much.
Yeah. So let's begin with you, Dr. Maketeli. You attended the International Atomic Energy Agency's international conference in Vienna, Austria. Tell us about it. What does Nigeria stand to gain from that?
Okay. The conference that took place this week was on stakeholder engagement. It's basically a way to reach out to all stakeholders in the sector, more on the side of the host communities, the public, and every other person that is needed to discuss with, how to get them to understand what the nuclear industry can provide for them and to dispel the bad image of nuclear technology in our society.
Okay. Let me ask Mr. Bisala. We understand that IAEA plays a vital role in promoting peaceful uses of nuclear technology and all of that. In your opinion, is Nigeria keying into any of these opportunities for the benefit of the country?
Thank you very much again for this opportunity to share our thoughts and ideas coming from the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, which is the prime institution on technology in the country. Yes, as answer to your question, Nigeria has been keen in and has actually been benefiting from the peaceful uses of nuclear science and technology in different areas of socio-economic development, particularly in the area of health, in the area of agriculture, environment, water resources. Even though, yes, for nuclear power, it's an ongoing planning activity, but essentially, yes, we've been benefiting, particularly within the framework of the partnership we have with the International Atomic Energy Agency.
The use of technology is being incorporated into almost every aspect of our lives now. Energy, security, food. So how can nuclear tech improve food production, as it is that now we're looking at how to feed ourselves? That seems to be on the front burner for Nigeria right now.
Thank you very much for that question, which is directly related to the application of nuclear in the area of agriculture, particularly towards the attainment of the goal of food security within the country and even across the globe. Nuclear plays a very pivotal role and critical role in the field of agriculture, particularly through different climate-smart agricultural practices that have been introduced using nuclear techniques, which have tended to support the utilization of disease-resistant seeds, utilizing drought-resistant seeds to ensure bumper harvest. And then, of course, we have the use of irradiation technology, which is nuclear-based, to increase the shelf life of agro-produce, particularly perishable agro-produce like onions, like tomatoes, like yams, and a lot of them. So we have this irradiation method that applies nuclear techniques to extend the shelf life and then slow down the inhibit sprouting of some of these agro-produce I mentioned, which allows for longer storage period, even off-season storage, and ensure availability long after the seasons of some of these agro-produce. So that's one key area where we have nuclear techniques applied to support food security, particularly in Nigeria.
Mr. Liu, access to constant electricity is a major concern for most Nigerians. Can the use of nuclear power help Nigeria to end this epileptic power supply which we have, and also contribute to local economic development?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, currently at the moment, nuclear energy accounts for 10% of the global electricity production. To put that into perspective, we have about 410 reactors operating globally in more than 30 countries, include the likes of UAE, and which are also oil-producing country. So Nigeria stands a chance also to use this technology in order to produce electricity, which is basically a baseload technology, electricity that will be channeled into industries and what have you. And another thing is the nuclear technology has a new form of technology in the form of SMRs, which could be used in remote places that are not connected to the grid, but also industries can also tap into that kind of technology in order to do so many things. For example, steel industries, mining industries, and the likes. So Nigeria really stands a chance to use this opportunity. And also, we already have the Nigerian Atomic Energy in place, which can oversee this process and see that Nigeria utilizes this opportunity.
All right. Let me come back to Dr. Maketeli. Please give us an insight into some of the resolutions that the conference made and how they directly or indirectly benefit Nigeria.
Okay. Basically, it is a conference for stakeholders. It is not, it doesn't make resolutions. It's this year's conference centered on the mayors of different countries and stakeholders like Canada, different countries that host nuclear power or nuclear facilities, bringing in their government officials, bringing in the politicians, and to discuss with them, and also bringing in journalists and other members of the public to understand the roles and how we can disperse the negative news that comes from nuclear technology. We in the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority, actually, we were about 6 of us that presented papers giving the Nigerian perspective from Nigeria. Although we don't have a nuclear power, but we've successfully regulated nuclear facilities in Nigeria for over 20 years. Like NIAC will tell you, they have a research reactor that is in Zaria, and there has not been any incidents so far in the past 20 years, we're regulating that facility. The same way there's a gamma irradiation facility in Abuja, which we have successfully regulated from the beginning of its licensing process down to today where it is, without any incidents taking place or any accidents that will affect life or property. The Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority is basically regulatory. We oversee anything that has to do with ionizing radiation in the country. At the moment, we oversee 8 sectors of the Nigerian economy, which from petroleum, agriculture, mining, manufacturing, science, research and development, water resources, and security scanning. On a day-to-day, nobody will say he has not met nuclear technology in Nigeria. Every day you come into the space, you meet nuclear technology, and it's been used so far in Nigeria and well regulated by the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority, where I work.
Well, Mr. Bisala, the question a number of people would also be asking is, because many people are hearing now that Nigeria has been benefiting from nuclear energy in the area of health, agriculture, and all of that, but I'm sure some people are hearing this for the first time. Perhaps it also speaks to whether or not there is enough enlightenment for Nigerians about what this whole thing has got to do with them, because yes, while he was campaigning, Mr. President was saying that he also wanted to compete in the area of nuclear energy and all of that. But to the Nigerian, how about some more enlightenment so that at least they know, that Nigerians also know that this is what we have and we can benefit quite some from?
Thank you very much. And that's why I'm particularly happy that Channels actually invited us to share our ideas and thoughts. For me, this is another form of enlightenment, awareness, advocacy, because the media has actually a very significant role to play, and I can see that being played by Channels by bringing some of us to discuss and share ideas about what we do and what is actually going on within the nuclear space in the country. So yes, we've been doing tremendous advocacy, particularly around our plan to have a nuclear power plant. Different centers of the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission that are involved in different activities in the area of agriculture, as I've said earlier, health and nuclear security and other related fields, are doing their own different advocacies, awareness campaigns, particularly around the country, to ensure that people are aware of what nuclear is and actually what nuclear is not. So that, because nuclear as a technology is one very huge misunderstood technology, if you will agree with me. But again, with the pace of development that is currently ongoing and stakeholder engagement that we are also doing nationally, where we invite relevant government institutions for discussions so that they know exactly what we are doing and then how they can key in. Yes, we are doing quite a lot, but a lot that we are doing is still not enough, as you rightly noted. We need to step up and ensure that the information about nuclear and what nuclear can do, particularly in all those sectors I mentioned earlier, is actually spread around so that people will not just see nuclear from the perspective of nuclear weapons and the negative consequences of use of nuclear weapons. Thank you.
Which leads to this next question for you, Mr. Bisala. I'll come back to Mr. Ali in a bit. What steps should we be taking as a nation to ensure safe and secure use of nuclear power, particularly with guidelines from the IAEA?
Yes. I think the key issue really is about the outlook of nuclear power development, which is international in nature. And what do I mean by international in nature? You need to partner with well and tested vendors. You need to partner with well-established countries that have taught this line of planning and implementation of nuclear power programs in their countries. So you need global partnership so that you tow the path of those that have already that already have nuclear power plants in their country. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, so to say. You don't need to make the mistakes that have been made. So if you have a time-tested partners, which of course Nigeria has in different countries, we have a very strong partnership with the Russian Federation, which is a world-renowned nuclear power plant provider. We have with China, we have with the US, we have with several other countries that are well tested in terms of nuclear power development within their countries and across the globe. So the key thing is really to have that strong partnership with countries, vendors that are well established. That's one part. Second part is to ensure that the framework of your relationship with the IAEA under the Tenka Corporation is also important and very strong, because IAEA supports countries with different approaches and procedures to ensure that you get it right. And that is why the planning for nuclear takes time and years. And we've been working with the IAEA within the context of what we call milestone approach, where there are laid down 19 infrastructure issues that you need to identify and address each step of the way. And some of these issues are regulatory frameworks, legal frameworks, financing models that you're going to use, issues of safety, issues of security, different elements of activities that will ensure safety. You need to walk through these activities with the IAEA. So we are working with the IAEA within the framework of our nuclear power program development. Okay. And I believe that the elements of activities we have done so far have actually helped Nigeria in terms of strengthening its path towards the deployment of nuclear power plant. Already, I'm sure you are aware, we have identified 2 sites where we think we can have our first nuclear power plants there. And IAEA is helping us in terms of site characterization, in terms of feasibility study, environmental and social impact assessment. These are activities that are ongoing, and we're doing them with international support, which, as I've said, is very vital and important for safe and secured deployment of nuclear power plant.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Aliyu, this one is for you. With every initiative come its challenges and all of that. So for you, from what you know as a nuclear research officer, what are the potential challenges that Nigeria might face in adopting nuclear power, in your opinion, and how can those challenges be addressed? Mr. Aliyu.
Yeah, I think basically one of the most challenges I think we can face is public acceptance. Usually when issues like this come up, especially with the question of deployment of nuclear power technology, the community tends to be misinformed by several information around by different, probably environmentalists and what have you. But then how we can curb that is through raising awareness, in the sense that we talk to these communities, we engage them, we make them understand how this technology works, how it is being regulated by the Nuclear Regulatory Authority, and how it is being put into scrutiny by the International Atomic Energy Agency. By this, we can be able to address the issue of public acceptance. Another thing is probably cost. At the beginning, nuclear technology is quite costly, but then over time, you tend to realize that it's worth the cost and what have you. So how to, I think, of that is probably a key into the public-private partnership. Yeah, we have a lot of private owners in the country and abroad that are also interested in some of these technologies. By talking to them and making them understand how this technology is going to provide so many benefits to the country, I believe they should be able to key in into this area by investing. Another issue that we also discussed in this summit is human capital. As a newcomer country, it's not expected that we have the human capacity to do all these things. So how we should be able to cope this challenge is also by liaising with partners in order to train our people to be able to understand how these technologies work. And also another thing is we should be able to create an environment where we can harness people from other professions, for example, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, so that they can have a kind of bridge course in order to understand how the nuclear power dynamics work, so we can just inculcate them. So another thing is we should be able to market this technology to the younger ones coming up right from the high school, early university, so that we should be able to have also this interest in young people to be able to also want to key into these areas, for example, nuclear engineering, nuclear physics, and what have you. So I think these are some of the major challenges we face, and following what I said, I'm sure we should be able to overcome these challenges.
Well, perhaps when people begin to see the benefits, the great benefits and opportunities that come with it, it will be easier. And I like the word you used, market. So Nigeria has to market it to Nigerians. So the only thing we hear about nuclear weapons, about nuclear energy, is not nuclear weapons.
Yeah. Actually, talking about weapons.
No, we'll talk about that. We don't even want to talk. I would rather just look at the benefits right now. Please, let's not.
Thank you.
Let's look. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here this morning to put us through all of this. We've listened to Abubakar Aliyu, who is a nuclear research officer, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability Transitions, CREST, at Bayero University, Kano State. We've also listened to Dr. Humphrey Maketeli, who is coordinator, National Nuclear Security Coordination Center at the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Agency. He joined us, both of them joined us from Austria. We've also had in our Abuja studio, Mr. Awal Bisala, who is Deputy Director, Head of International Cooperation and Liaison, as well as IAEA National Liaison Assistant for Nigeria, at the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, Asokoro. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for educating us this morning and letting us know that nuclear energy is way more than nuclear weapons.
Thank you.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hope you'll have us again someday.
Yeah, certainly. So when we return, you heard Mr. Aliyu talking about marketing this to children. But how about marketing it to the parents first? That, among other things, we'll talk about when we return on Lifestyle.